Yeah, what's up? It's your teacher that the course. We talk about diamond in our last video. Now we're talking about the second allotropes of carbon, which is graphite. Graphite differs from diamond in the way the carbon atoms are arranged. Remember that in diamond, each carbon atom is joined to 4 other carbon atoms. So because of that, there's no valence electron, no free valence electron. But this is not like that in graphite. In graphite, each carbon atom is joined to 3 other carbon atoms. So because of that, we are not forming an octahedral structure and we are not forming a layered structure. What is the kind of structure that is formed in graphite? You can see the structure there. The structure formed is called layered structure. You can see one layer. This is a layer, another layer, another layer, like that. So layer over layer over layer is like upstairs or 3-story building. That's first floor, second floor, third floor. That's the kind of arrangement in graphite. The electron, the fourth electron in graphite, you know that graphite being carbon, we have a configuration 2-4, whereas it used 3 of the electron to connect to 3 other carbons. The fourth electron is free, unlike in diamond. The fourth electron of graphite is free, so graphite can actually conduct electricity because of this free valence electron that we have in graphite. So the shape of graphite is hexagonal, and the layers in graphite is held together by van der Waals force. See, this is van der Waals forces, the broken lines are the van der Waals forces. So each of the layer is joined to the next layer by van der Waals force, and because van der Waals force is a very weak force, then you expect that the layers can slide over one another. There's a sliding permitted between 2 layers or over each layers because of the weak van der Waals forces that is holding the layers together. What are the properties of graphite? Graphite is soft, is black, and is an opaque solid. The reason why it is soft is because of the ability of those layers to slide over each other. Number 2, graphite is slippery to touch and is greasy to touch. It has a density that is lower than diamond, 2.3 grams per centimeter cube. Diamond can conduct electricity because it has free mobile electron. So, sorry, not diamond, graphite rather. Graphite can conduct electricity because it has free mobile electron, which makes graphite to be the only non-metal which can serve as a conductor of electricity. Then graphite also is insoluble in organic solvents. What are the uses of graphite? Graphite is used as dry lubricant. Dry lubricant because the layer structure can slide over one another easily. That is why it is used for lubrication. Is that okay? That's why it's used for lubrication. Number 2, graphite is also used as electrode during electrolysis. Electrolysis is a kind of reaction that uses electricity. So we use graphite rod as electrode, that is, as rod that can allow electric current to pass through. The reason why graphite can be used in this format is because graphite is a conductor of electricity. It can conduct electricity, and you know why it can do that. Now, graphite is also used for making pencil. That pencil that you normally use to draw or write is made with graphite. So when you hear the word lead pencil, in fact, lead pencil do not have any lead at all, only graphite. and clay is what is used for making pencil. So if your pencil is very soft, it means the graphite there is plenty. But if you have a very hard pencil, then the clay is more plenteous than the graphite. So graphite is used for making pencil. Apart from that, graphite is used for making crucible. Crucible is where you can heat something inside. Because graphite has a very high melting point, it can be used for making crucible. Then graphite is used for making is used in nuclear reactors. It's used in nuclear reactors. The reason why it is used in nuclear reactors is because it is soft and it has a very high melting point. That's why you use graphite in nuclear reactor. We can prepare graphite artificially by Atkinson process. In Atkinson process, you heat coke in an electric furnace to a high temperature in the absence of air for many hours. So you remove air from it, then graphite will be produced. The coke will turn to graphite, a very pure graphite. Let's see differences between graphite and diamond before we go. Number one, diamond is a colorless transparent solid, but graphite is black and is opaque solid. Diamond is octahedral in shape, graphite is hexagonal in shape. Diamond density is 3.5 gram per cm cube, graphite is 2.3 gram per cm cube. Diamond is a poor conductor of electricity, graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Diamond is very, very hard, graphite is actually soft. Diamond is inert, but if the temperature is so high to about 900 degrees Celsius, it can react with air to form carbon dioxide. Graphite is more reactive than diamond. It requires a lower temperature of 700 degrees Celsius also to react with air and form carbon dioxide. If you burn the allotropes of carbon, if you take diamond and you take graphite and you burn them in air, they will give you the same product. They will give you carbon dioxide. If you burn diamond and graphite in limited supply of air, they give you carbon monoxide, that's carbon oxide. But if the air supply is excess, then both of them will give you carbon dioxide. Now, because both of them are giving you the same product, when you heat them, then it shows that they are actually containing the same element. That is the proof that diamond and graphite are actually allotropes of each other because they conform to the same chemical reaction. So that is the proof that diamond and carbon are allotropes of each other.